My project is effective ways to convey suspense. A scene from The Dark Knight.
Sir, they've stopped their engines.
Right, get on the radio. Tell them we'll come back and pick them up once we dump the scumbags.
Liberty, this is Spirit. Come in. Look.
What the heck was that?
Liberty, come in, please. This is Spirit. Come in.
Fox, there's something going on the ferries.
Get down to the engine room now.
Captain, got 100 barrels down there rigged to blow in this.
Oh my God.
Looks like some kind of detonator.
Why would they give us the detonator to our own bomb?
Tonight, you're all going to be a part of a social experiment.
Through the magic of diesel fuel and ammonium nitrate,
I'm ready right now to blow you all sky high.
Liberty, come in, over. It's dead.
Anyone attempts to get off their boat, you all die.
I'm zeroing in.
Each of you has a remote. Blow up the other boat. At midnight, I blow you all up. If, however, one of you presses the button, I'll let that boat live. So, who's it gonna be? Harvey Dent's most wanted scumbag collection, or the sweet and innocent civilians? You choose. Oh, and you might want to decide quickly, because the people on the other boat may not be quite so noble.
Stay back.
Well, now, who are you to decide? We ought to talk this over at least.
You don't all have to die. Those men had their chance.
We are not going to talk about this.
Why aren't we talking about it?
They're talking over the same exact thing on the other boat.
Let's put it to a vote.
You don't have time for
I want everybody to put their votes on this piece of paper. If anyone's got pens, pass it along. We need to get these votes in quickly. Come on.
The tally is 140 against, 396 for.
so go ahead, do it.
We're still here. And that means they haven't killed us yet either.
You don't want to die, but you don't know how to take a life. Give it to me. The men will kill you and take it anyway.
No one wants to get their hands dirty. Fine. I'll do it. Those men on that boat, they made their choices. They chose to murder and steal. It doesn't make any sense for us to have to die too.
Give it to me. You can tell them I took it by force. Give it to me, and I'll do what you should have did 10 minutes ago. We really should stop this fighting.
Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
What were you trying to prove? That deep down, everyone's as ugly as you. You're alone.
Can't rely on anyone these days. You gotta do everything yourself. Don't we? That's okay. I came prepared. It's a funny world we live in. Speaking of which, you know how I got these scars?
No. But I know how you got these.
First, we will talk about how to convey suspense visually. This part of the scene exemplifies how a director can visually convey suspense. One element being used is quick, hard cuts between each shot, making sure not to focus on one group of people for too long. Another element is the character's reactions. The character's reaction can change or intensify the tone and increase tensions. In this case, it shows the distress of the passengers of the ferry. Now we will talk about how to show suspense through what the audience hears. Every sound and lack of sound is important. The lack of sound in the following scene increases the tensions. The dialogue is very specific and shows how everyone in the situation is in a high emotional state. The lack of sound also lets you notice small noises such as the beeping of the detonator, which invokes fear in the audience and character.
Oh my God.
Looks like some kind of detonator.
Why would they give us the detonator to our own bomb?
In the next scene, instead of overpowering the scene with background music, the director uses indistinguishable chatter. The chatter helps convey the crowd's nervousness and stress. Though for most of the scene, you are unable to hear any of the background music. When the crowd noise levels gets low enough, you can hear some soft music. This music helps convey the tone just as all background music does. The dialogue becomes even more important amongst the chatter. The few words spoken were needed to be spoken with such intensity and emotion, or the suspense would be ruined. Most directors believe dialogue to be the killer of suspense, so when used in a suspense scene, it is very important and usually necessary.
So go ahead, do it!
We're still here. And that means they haven't killed us yet either.
Now we will talk about other tools used to convey suspense. The clocks are shown periodically to give the audience a sense of time, obviously. Without the clocks, the audience would have no idea how much longer the ferry boats had to make their decisions. It also gives the reason to the character's sense of urgency quickly increasing. The director contrasts between the two boats. The contrast shows the criminals versus the everyday people. The movie takes this contrast and changes everyone's personality from what you would originally expect. The criminal threw away the detonator, willing to die to save others, as well as the everyday people willing to become killers out of selfishness. The quick contrasting also keeps your mind racing. The quick changes in focus does not let you contemplate fully on the situation, keeping your mind on edge throughout the scene. The contrasting of scenes gives the audience all the information, but the characters only bits and pieces. In the ferry scene, the information hidden from each boat is how the other boat is reacting. Without this knowledge, both boats assume the worst and think the other boat is going to pull the trigger. And now my project is over.